and welcome to the official Charge Your Car Day, a day in which CTEK would encourage the public to charge their car. And the theme of Charge Your Car Day this year is Love Your Battery. So I'm looking forward to speaking with my guest today, William McGreevy, who's founding member and general manager at a company called K2 Motorcars based in Jupiter in Florida. William, it's great to meet you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. Just take us through, if you would, what K2 Motorcars is about.
Absolutely. So we are, as you mentioned, located in Jupiter, Florida. I am one of the owners and operate a 30,000 square foot car storage facility here. We're one of the largest car storage facilities in Florida that is fully climate controlled with dust mitigation, and we try to do everything in car storage here for the client. So we try to be the ultimate automotive concierge business, and so that's where you guys have been extremely helpful for us in helping keep the automotive investments cars that are in my facility properly maintained.
Fantastic. I'm like a kid in a candy shop at the moment. Okay, I'll let you know that now. I'm so looking forward to this. Right.
Yep.
This is a line I've wanted to utter since I got up first thing this morning. Could you walk us around the facility and just
Absolutely.
show some of your favorites that you have there? But just give us a general flavor of it.
Flip this around here. I'll take you around the facility. So again, the facility is wide open. So we have, we only have 8 pylons in the facility, so it makes for parking cars very easy. We've got 2 beautiful, what I consider works of art here, Pagani Huayras. One's a roadster, one's a coupe. We got an incredible lineup of classic Ferraris in the back, some of the newer Ferraris right here in the front. As we walk back, we've got an original AC Cobra here. So this is a fully restored body, but the interior of this car is all original. And even what's cool about this car, the engine, all original. You look down here at the suspension, the suspension still has the original oil wrap on it to help it from squeaking. We got some McLarens back there. Limited.
I was watching that film the other day, Le Mans.
Yep.
That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
And we start to kind of head back. We got some boats for, we take care of some of our clients. We'll store some boats during the hurricane season here. Some Mustangs here. We got a big collection of Porsches here. And we'll get to one of my favorite cars up here, this is where we have some kind of historically significant cars here. So this is a 1957 Cal Spider prototype. So this was the first Cal Spider that was made by Enzo Ferrari. And then this is what they based those Cal Spiders off of. We have a 275 competition, which is a 1 of 12 alloy body car. And like we did with you guys, we've partnered with Goodwool, and they provide us these extremely awesome handmade car covers for some of the very rare, expensive cars. So if you look at the car, it has the same number that the actual car wears. And then we have this. So if you saw the Ford versus Ferrari movie, this is an original 1966 GT40. This was Dan Gurney and Jerry Grant's car. So, and Dan Gurney's GT40s were famous for having what they called the Gurney bubble right here. So because he was such a tall guy, when he put his racing helmet on, they had to cut a hole in the roof so that way he could fit in the car. So this car for me is probably the coolest car that we have in here, just because of the history and the importance of this car. You know, they have the shifter on the right-hand side for the American drivers, and it's just a very, very cool and special car.
Is that your favorite in the whole shop, or?
Yeah, I mean, hands down, this is my favorite car. I mean, just because, you know, it kind of blends, you know, it's obviously the 60s cars were just, you know, that's what collectors love. You know, thinking about the Ford versus Ferrari story and you know, kind of what this car means. It's just incredible.
That's a
So this,
car.
yeah, and obviously it won some awards at Pebble Beach. I believe it was 2018. I think it won best first in class and best post-war race car at Pebble Beach in 2018.
All you need to do with that is just take pictures, produce the pictures at the show, and give them the history, and say, "There you go."
Yeah.
It would win hands down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely
So,
phenomenal. You got some classic cars there as well.
yeah, yep. We have
Just taking that
Mercedes
Merc there.
300 SL, and
Yeah.
this is a Lamborghini LP 400S. This was the first customer delivered LP 400S. The first two were kept by the factory, so this is the first one that kind of left the factory and delivered to a client. And I believe it's probably one of the lowest mileage examples out there right now. It only has about 2,500 miles on it since new.
Oh.
And then we have a 1934 Alfa Romeo 8C 2300, which very cool car. This is a little beyond my realm of expertise. You know, this is one of those ones that was run at the Mia Emilia. It's supposed to be one of the more original examples still in existence right now. Very famous car. And it's crazy to think that in the 30s that there was even supercharged cars back then. But
Yeah.
you know, when I look at this car and I think of like what it's going to sound like when you start it up, this thing sounds mean. When I first heard this car, I was blown away by how cool it sounded.
I can only imagine. I'd love to get under the hood of that thing, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. And then,
I would be in my element, out to my elbows in mud and grease and goodness knows
yeah.
what.
And then
So
these,
what?
you know, the Paganis are always, you know, a crowd favorite just because of, you know, people know what, you know, they're expensive and they're rolling pieces of art. I mean, the level of detail that goes into making these cars, you know, is just absolutely incredible. They're beautiful when you look around them, the paint, and then, you know, the workmanship on the interior of them is unbelievable. Then we have some beautifully restored, you know, Ferraris, DB5, and then a bunch of other Ferraris back here.
They are some beautiful cars.
So,
So if I was to store, say, a car with you, okay, I
Yep.
have a classic Porsche. Yeah.
Yep.
What service do you offer me? If I bring my car
So,
to you and say, "Well, I'd like to store my car with you," what do you offer?
so every time a car comes into our facility, we give it a hand wash and an interior detail. That's kind of this area right back here.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we detail the cars and we take care of them. So when you walk in the facility, every time you come in here, you'll notice that the facility is clean. It's air conditioned. We always are monitoring the temperature. We're monitoring the humidity in here. I make sure that the humidity in our building is always between 40 to 50% humidity. And you'll notice that every car's windows are cracked down because we don't want a differentiation in temperature between the inside and the outside of the car, because that's what causes leather to expand, contract, and deteriorate. So we're monitoring those elements, and you know, we're selling a service of that. You drop your car off, and then you can come by anytime, grab the keys, and take it for a drive, take it for a weekend or whatever. We're trying to take the hassle out of, you know, owning and taking care of a car. I want that customer to enjoy owning the car and not have to worry about whether the tire pressures are good, whether the, you know, the battery is going to start. So we're constantly running around making sure that all these cars are maintained and ready to go should the client show up.
So I can, if I was a client of yours, I could turn up midnight on Sunday, pick up
We
a
ask
car.
that our clients give us a little bit of a notice so that, you know, we can have their car pulled out up front ready to go for them.
Okay, so
We do
I'll ring
have
you.
we
I'll
do
ring
have
you at
clients who
11:30.
just yeah. I answer my phone all the time. It's like, you know, the downfall of me. You know, I'm always available, and I'm always. It's a client service business, right? I mean, I've got,
Exactly.
you know, over 100 cars in here, and I've got to make sure that I keep my clients happy, and so we go to extra lengths to make sure that that happens. So yes, if you were to call me at 11 o'clock, I'd probably run over and give you your car. So
You're a good man. I'm not
yeah,
going to test
yeah.
you on that one. I'd have to buy a
But you
car
know,
first.
and
So, no. So
so we have, you
what's your
know, you'll see
inspiration?
there's a client who walked in. You know, we did a bunch of detail work to his GT3. So my employee Natalia is walking him around his car and showing him around. So to your point, yeah, you know, the door's always open here, you know, during the week, and then we try to be by appointment on the weekends for our clients.
Perfect. What's your inspiration for the venture? What drove you to it? If you'll excuse the pun.
Um, Wanting to solve a problem, right? I love cars. I love working on them, and I love being around them. So, you know, we were joking before, I've got the best desk in the world because I get to look out at 100 different cars. You know, like I said, works of art, historically significant cars. For me, that's the coolest thing. But you know, I know from having worked in the automotive industry before that car storage becomes
You're
sort of
still there?
a problem.
Okay.
Yep, becomes a problem. And so that there's these guys, they have more than, you know, 5, 10 cars, and for me, it's fun managing car collections and keeping them maintained, and helping somebody be able to enjoy, you know, what they have and what they've worked hard to achieve. So, you know, and being able to kind of put them all in one place and, you know, see all of this, it's pretty awesome. You know, what brought us to Florida is that it's a good climate for driving, right? The weather's always good. The weather's always beautiful, but you have a lack of garage space down here, and the elements down here can be harsh. So if the cars aren't proper, you can't just leave your car outside with, you know, the ocean air and all that. It's going to get ruined. So a lot of different things came together in wanting to solve a problem and start a business behind it. And then, you know, there's other businesses out there, and I was looking around and I was like, you know, I can do this better. You know, I've been around cars long enough to know what they need, and I've been in the client service businesses long enough to know how to take care of clients. And I've mended just this, you know, two things together to try to be, like I said, the ultimate automotive concierge business in the area.
Brilliant. Here's a question. What's the most unusual vehicle you have there?
Man, the most unusual vehicle. Probably a 1948 Chrysler Town and Country Woody Wagon.
Yeah.
It's unusual because it's a one-owner car from the 40s. So obviously I can't say who the client is, but it's a very big client. And it's a one-owner car. And for me, that's just like the fact that, and it has, you know, I'll say under 50,000 miles on it. So the fact that I've got a one-owner car from the 40s that is an original Woody wagon with the wood paneling on the side and everything, to me, that's just like,
I know.
that's unbelievable. In original condition, it's still, you can get in and start it up and it still drives. Like there's, you know, there's no issues with it. So it's pretty cool.
Unreal.
Yeah.
You've got such a mixture of vehicles there. You know, you've got supercars there, you've got classic vehicles, you've got... My question is, are all the batteries under the hood, or do you find them in different places, and how accessible are they?
Funny story. They are all over the place. Every car is different. And for instance, I'll go back to the Pagani here. This car has the battery on the side of the car. So I actually had the pleasure of changing the battery. You'll see this one is plugged in right here. It's a magnetic battery, and it's plugged in. It just kind of hooks in on the side. But this whole piece right here has to be removed, and the battery is housed right here behind the passenger side wall, or in front of the passenger rear wheel. So it just depends. You find that the Porsches, all the Porsches, the batteries are in the front trunk. The Ferraris, the BMWs, the batteries are in the rear. A lot of makes follow kind of the same, you know, put the battery in the front, put the battery in the rear. But it's always, sometimes it gets a little tricky to figure out where the battery is and where you're going to hook them up. You know, as you can see, we've got the Porsche, the cable running right into the front trunk here.
Yeah.
You know, the Ferrari, the classic Ferrari, it's right here in the front engine. You know, and an Aston Martin, we've got it plugged into the back here, and same with the BMW Z8 right here, right into the back. So every car is different. It's always a little bit of a game to figure out where it is. If there's a car that we haven't hooked up to a charger yet, of, you know, where do you hook it up and how do you hook it up properly?
I just noticed, I'm going to sing your praises here, but if you just stop at the red one on your right there, turn around, you have a charging cable on there that's running over we call it the wing in the UK. Yeah. And you've got a cloth to protect the paintwork.
Yes.
From it. That's attention to detail. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, certain cars, again, it's about the client service aspect. Some clients request it and require it. Others don't. You know, as well as anybody, the cables are, you know, a special cable that are, you know, a scratch resistant coating on them, I believe. But it's just, you know, it's a little bit of an extra detail, extra comfort. Just, you know, if a client walks in, they see that the cable's wrapped. Is
it something that you specify? I see an awful lot of our chargers on the floor. They're supplying. That's one of our chargers connected to the BMW there.
Yep.
Is that something you actually specify?
Yes. So every client who brings their car in here, I ask that if they have a charger, right? A lot of the BMWs, the Ferraris, you know, they come with CTEK chargers. And so I ask that the clients keep their chargers at home, because I obviously have a bunch of CTEK chargers on hand here, and I would rather hook them up to a new charger. I know that the charger is going to work. And if they decide to come by and take their car home, they can also plug it in at home. And that way it doesn't get lost somewhere along the way. And it's one less thing that I'm responsible for.
And then when I ring you at 11 o'clock one Sunday evening, I know that it's going to start because it's been put on the charger.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So there's, you know, apart from some of the new, you know, kind of supercar, hypercars that come out, every car in here has a CTEK charger run to it. I think maybe the Pagani and one Ferrari don't have a CTEK charger hooked up to it because they require a special hookup. But other than that, I mean, we'll either go right to the battery or, they're already pre-wired for a hookup.
Brilliant. You've made a reputation for yourself down there, and that's why obviously business has grown. And to such an extent, I believe you're opening a new venture, aren't you, in Palm Beach? Can you tell us anything
So
about
this
that?
is, this is this is kind of our, starter facility, as I would say, get the business going, get our name out there, and kind of, get awareness to what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish. We have 11 acres of land down in West Palm Beach, right by Palm Beach International Airport. We'll be constructing just under 140,000 square foot facility for car storage, sales, service, and an automotive club. So we're in the process of working through with the town of Palm Beach to get our permits, and we're hoping to start construction on that, sometime by, end of the year or early 21.
That sounds fantastic. Well, we wish you all the success with your new venture, and hopefully when everything returns to the new normal, if you like, one day I'll actually get to meet you in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love to check out the CTEK chargers on the floor, and I might actually look at the cars as well, but I'll just check out the chargers on the floor.
Yeah.
William, thank you so much for your time today, and obviously for sharing some of the fantastic vehicles in that superb facility of yours. Hope you stay safe. Happy Charge Your Car Day, and please take care, you and your family.
Thank you very much. You too. Stay safe. Happy Charge Your Car Day. I appreciate the time, and thank you guys for continuing to help us and support us.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. You too.